Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. So yeah, today I will be talking about a very important topic, which is the importance of sex education. So how I said sex, like according to this society, I shouldn't be saying all of these things because that's not what decent people say. No, never. Okay, so let's get on to the video. So yeah, today I will be talking about the importance of sex education. So let me start from the very first. So in India, as we know, other crime against women, which are sexualized crimes, are increasing at a high rate. And like why is it being increased like that? So let me take you to the depth. So when we all are teenagers, we all have curious minds. We genuinely have curious minds when we are teenagers. And all we need is someone to feed us with adequate knowledge for our curious minds. So for curious minds, adequate knowledge for that curious minds. So we actually tend to go to the adults and ask questions about sex and all of those topics, and there is an age, it's very obvious that there is an age that when we all actually need to know about certain things, like about sex, periods and all, because puberty, that's how puberty works, right? And when we hit the teenage years, we genuinely tend to be more curious and more inquisitive about certain topics. So it's actually the responsibility of the parents to give the children adequate information regarding those topics. So yeah, I have been privileged up to a certain point about to talk with my parents about those topics, like to be clear with them about certain topics. But I know like a lot of people, a lot of children who are not that capable of talking to their parents that much, means of talking to their parents about sex and related issues somewhere. So that's where the problem begins. Yes guys, so you all got it right. That's where the problem begins. The problem is that women, means anyone, we children basically, when we are children or when we are teenagers, we don't get to talk in an Indian society structure. We don't get to talk with our parents regarding all of these issues, because our parents somehow like pushes themselves away or does all of those things that we don't feel like, and they even don't answer, and they will keep on saying to you that you shouldn't be talking about all of these things, you shouldn't be saying the word, pronouncing the word sex in public. But let me tell you one thing, it is actually, I don't know how many parents are watching this, and I hope that if parents are watching this, then they get to hear this, and please share this to more and more of your parents so that they can also know this, because I really want the parents to know about this. Please talk to your children about sex, because sex is a topic which is important, and you need to talk to your children about sex, because you don't want your son to rape another girl, right? Or you don't want your son to do any of all those kind of eve teasings or get involved in molestations and all of those things, right? So the best way is to talk to them about sex, because education is all that we need. And not just about sex education in family. This is one part, that sex education, how sex education is important in family. And we all know that family and all of those, like family is the basic social institute. So I know that family is somewhere where proper education is the most important thing, because it's a family from where like things get, children learn the basics of things. Like from family only children learn the basics of things. They learn how to eat, how to sit, and how to behave themselves in front of everyone and all of that. So family is the institution, I think, where sex information regarding sex should also be it's responsibility of the parents to provide the children with proper education regarding everything. And education does not mean that your child scores good marks in maths, or your child scores good in history, or you are teaching great English to your children. Education comes from all of these basic things. Basic life skills include education. So I hope that you, whoever parents are watching this video, I hope that you get your daughters and your sons educated about sex and sex related issues. So yeah, this is all I want to say about like how you can preach sex education at home. So next comes sex education at school. So like our country needs to include, like I think our country first of all needs to include sex education in the course curriculum very soon, or like to save youth from going towards all of this sexual related crimes and all of that. And what first, like, every board in this country should do, in fact the Indian education system should do, is include sex education. So yeah, like sex education in the syllabus, because sex education is important. Like, you need to learn about sex. For teenagers, when we are teenagers, usually we get wrong information most of the time about sex from other sources, because we get all of this information from other sources. We don't get it from our parents and all of that, because we don't get it from our parents or proper books or curriculum in school. So I just hope that people, means the government introduces sex education as a course curriculum, so that people get to study, so that the teenagers, especially the teenage inquisitive hungry mind, gets to study about sex, and they actually knows the different aspects of sex and this things works and what is it. And it's not about just school, because I have seen in home, in school, in both like places, I have seen like people making a real fuss about sex. Like, in fact, and not just, this is not just about teenagers, this is also about the teachers and our parents. Like, why normalize it in front of your children? Make a bedroom action as a living room discussion. Like, why can't you do that? And unless you will be doing that, things are not going to change, because the highest rape rates, India is one of the countries with the highest rape rates. Youth that we have in our country, they are getting diverged because of inadequate knowledge about sex. So please teach your sons about and daughters about sex. It is very important to teach your children about sex. It is very important. And I have read it somewhere that girls who have been given a proper education about sexual sex and its relationship, and even the boys who have been given proper education about sex and all of these things, they have to, like, they get into sexual relationships or physical relationships quite late than those girls or those boys who don't have any knowledge regarding it. So please make sure that you educate your children about sex. Like, issues like sex needs to be put out. Now that when it comes to sex, I have seen a lot of parents saying, restricting their, which is very obvious and which is fair enough, restricting their children from watching porn videos and all of that, because this porn video, like a lot of friends of mine who watches porn videos now also on a regular basis and not for a fun. Like, so you know why this is happening? India is actually the third largest porn viewing country in the world also. We have several characters of porns and all coming across internet. And you know why is it that? Because you know what gets the youth so inquisitive towards the concept of sex and porn? Because they don't get adequate knowledge when they are most required to get. Yeah, that is the fact. So you know, because see, the thing happens that when they ask anything to their parents about sex or anything related to those topics, then this happens that their parents like they ignore it some way, or they don't answer it, or they scold their children. Like, this kind of things happen. But you know what is needed? So you get information about porn and all of that from porn videos. They go and get information about sex from porn videos, which is actually a very wrong source. Like, porn videos cannot provide you with the information. Those are basically, let me tell you, every youth watching this video, those are sex without emotions and without, like, those are sex videos which are without emotions, like they don't indulge any emotions within them. So this is not the source from where, this is now not how you want your children to know about sex education, right? So this is better that parents to talk to their children, and it's better to know about sex and all of that from your parents than literally porn videos. So as a young girl and as a youth of this country, I would actually request all the parents that give the knowledge about sex to your children very well, so that, like, they don't commit any mistake, because this age is very tender. When we are teenager and we are youth, it's like a very tender age. Means when we are child, actually we are not acknowledged to a lot of things, but when we are in our teenage years and when we are youth, we get acknowledged to whole lot of a new life. So it's better that parents give education about all of these things, sex and all of that, to their children when they are growing up and before it's too late. Like my urgent request to you all, whoever parents or anybody is watching this, that please talk to your children about sex. Please do talk to your children about sex before it's too late and before they commit any mistake, because most of the sexual related crimes are because of lack of sex education. I hope you get to know that. And please, and also I request all of my friends and everyone that try to give as much as knowledge to your male friends, to your female friends, as much as you can who are watching this, that whenever you become parents, please make your children aware of sex and related topics at a very young age, like when they are teenagers and all, because it's very important to know, have proper knowledge and proper education about everything, and sex is also a part of that. Sex as another one subject and teach it to your children. Lastly, I will be sharing one thing, that is, I want to say another one thing, that is when we were teenagers, the topics that we weren't said about, we were more curious about that, and sex is one of those topics, resulting in and sometimes we went to actually some extent that where like things got out of our hands and we actually applied wrong means to get information about those topics. And sex is one of those sensitive issue. I know it's a very sensitive issue, and that's why I want to say you that you, like parents and all, and even schools should teach sex education. There should be sex education, like there should be this importance, means this entire video motif, that there should be sex education in schools as well as in at home, so that people get to learn about those things. Because there are things like, see, when young minds aren't fed well, they actually take out wrong ways to reach out to those things, like and resulting in rapes, molestations and sexual abuses also sometimes. It's really dangerous to keep a curious mind away from knowledge, and it shouldn't be done. Like, this is here for this video, and I hope you share this video more and more, so that this I really want this to reach to a lot of people, because this is a really awareness video, and this is not just like for a very reluctant one and for a very like fun and easy to go one. So I want, this is a very sensitive topic, and I want this video like to reach to maximum most of the people, because not because that I want it to get shared, but because they need to know about it, because people need to know about it. This is a very awareness kind of a video, and I hope that everyone gets enough knowledge from here. So yeah, and guys, if you like this video, then please do share it to most of the people, and also like, and see you up with a new video next day. Okay, bye bye.